Let's talk about Project 2. Project 2 is a menu design that you're going to do, which will incorporate the spot illustrations or icons that you created for Project 1. So this is my example, Papa's Pizzeria, which incorporates an illustration that I have used as an example before. What I'm going to do is show you some techniques that you can use to create a professional looking menu layout using Illustrator, and I'm going to be using this layout as an example. Now for your project, you're going to do your own original layout, and I have a couple of layouts here from previous students. A few elements that you'll need to incorporate into your layout is a name for your restaurant or business, some menu items that are appropriate for your particular concept, your illustration or illustrations, depending on your concept and layout. You may only need to use one, or you may use several. You'll also need to format the text. Another thing I want you to incorporate is a column structure. So both of these layouts have a column structure. The Epic Cafe layout has a two-column structure because there are two columns of text. And the Candy Cloud layout, I would call this a three-column structure. Now, you might think, well, why is it three-column when there's only one column of text? But if I think about how I would divide this up equally, we've got 1/3 of the layout is devoted to the illustration, and then 2/3 of the layout is devoted to a column of text. And we could think of this as 1, 2, 3 columns, and this column of text spans across both of those columns. So to me, this is really a three-column layout. My example is a two-column layout. So you're going to be using Illustrator. We're going to be using the print document setup, and we're going to use letter size, and we're going to use CMYK. That's cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. That's for the color mode. So that is the correct color mode to use for print, and we are designing for print with these menus. At this link there are some examples of menu layouts, and these are mostly with text. Now you should have already researched menu design and have an idea of how you're going to approach your layout, but this is another resource that you can take a look at to see the way that menus are laid out, how the text is arranged in columns. Generally, you don't want to make the text go all the way across an entire page. And I do not want you to just center your text like something like this. What I would like you to do is use a column structure. So I'm going to show you how I laid out my menu. And for this project, you need to turn in your own concept, but you may want to consider practicing by following along the videos and creating my menu before you go ahead and do your own.